cards out here for the sign of Scorpio, right? For the sign of Scorpio. Okay, let me cut that sound down. Okay, here we go. Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. I got a message here for you. Scorpios, I got a message for you. It's not bad either. It's not bad. Let me cut this music down. But I like this song so much. It's hard to stop it. Hey. Oh, Scorpio. 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 Okay, let me put this song down. Let me stop the song. I could sit here and dance to that song. And you guys will never get, the reading will just be a song. It won't even be a reading. It'll just be me jamming out. You guys don't know I dance all day. All day. Like all day. So, okay. Your first card, Scorpio, is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. Great card. Because it tells me right away, you're going to be victorious. Probably because you're using your mind. The Ace of Swords is like the ultimate in strategic thinking. It might be about strategy, but it is about definitely thinking about it. And I see you got the Justice card. Whatever it is, I mean, this is not only strategic, but it's balanced, right? It's justice. It's like poetic justice, right? It's perfect, whatever it is. And you might be dealing with a Libra, Scorpio. You might have some Libra in your Scorpio. Whatever it is, it's got a Two of Cups. This is about a relationship. I mean, this is weird because I'm getting Libra vibes and I'm getting relationship vibes. So I feel like Scorpio, this might be about a relationship, but it's got the Ace of Swords there. I feel like whatever it is, whatever we're talking about your victory. And next is the Fool. It's funny because the Fool is Aries, but the Fool is also taking a chance, maybe taking a chance on the relationship. And you got the Magician. I mean, if you feel like it's something that you're afraid to do or that you don't have the skills, the talent, the ability, you're not good enough, you know how we think. That's not true. The Magician tells me you have everything you need to get a 10 of Cups. Look at this mess. Scorpio, you just got your 10 of Cups. I feel like you need to put the music back on. This is amazing. Congratulations. I mean, I feel like this is a good sign because really it's you know, it's a good card for you. Here's the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're starting something, like you're maybe planting it. In this case, it's like the roots are deeper than it appears. He's planted something. And maybe that's the way it is with you in this 10 of Cups. It might be with, say, a Capricorn, a Taurus. Taurus is your natural opposite. Here's a King of Pentacles. So you might be dealing with a Taurus, Scorpio. I don't know. You might be dealing with a Capricorn too. They get along great with Scorpio. So some Scorpios might be dealing with Capricorns or Tauruses or Virgos. But I do think it could be about money as well. And I really do, because here's the wheel. I love that you had the King of Pentacles sitting on the wheel. I love that. This is great. Anything could happen. Go play the lottery or something. Yeah, also, look, you had the Queen of Swords as your last card. So I feel like some of you guys are thinking about cutting something off. I feel like there was an extra card that came out. It was the Two of Swords. So I feel like some Scorpios feel like you can't see it. There's something you feel like you can't see. You might feel like you have to make a decision, but you don't feel like you have all the, you're not ready. I feel like you can't see to make this decision. Whatever it is. Yeah, I definitely, and I'm going to tell you why in a second, why I feel that. But first of all, this is weird. You had 2 2s. I do feel like you might be able to do something, maybe start something new, maybe something maybe you're doing on the internet. I don't know. Some kind of new business venture, maybe. The twos usually deal with stuff like that. But what I like is that you had four major arcana. Four major arcana. And you had the wheel, you had the magician, you had the fool, and you had the justice card. It's funny because the Wheel of Fortune tells me that, round and round she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows. It tells me it's almost like you got the Wheel of Fortune, anything could come. And you got the magician right there. I don't know what it is you need to turn into magic. Scorpio, you got the potential to do something. You just have to believe it, the Fool, because the justice is coming. I mean, I feel like whatever this is, you've earned it, maybe. And it's your justice. You can manifest this. You can make this happen. Really. On the bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. But you got to believe it, Scorpio. You got to believe it. I mean, I could tell you all day that you can manifest the world. But if you don't believe that, it is not going to happen. That 5 of Cups will keep you down every time. You've got to raise your level of thinking. There's no way. You got the justice card here. It means, what we reap, we sow. It wants to sow. It wants to give it to you. You had the wheel. Like, go play the lotto, for goodness sake, Scorpio. Come on, it's almost Cancer season. When Cancer season gets here, it's going to be your lucky time. So you got what? 2 weeks, 3 weeks max. It's almost Cancer season. Coming in June. So get ready for that. Then it's going to be trying you, Scorpios, and you're going to have good things coming to you. So get ready for it, okay? Good luck to you, Scorpio. I hope that resonates with some Scorpios out there, because I really do think you got some good coming. You just got to prepare for it, and you got to believe it and stop that stinking thinking. That 5 of Cups will keep you down every time. 5 of Cups is never the way, never the place to be, okay? And you got so much more that wants to come. So much more. So let's move on to the next. We're going to actually move on to the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius. And I'll put my little song on. I'll put my little song on so you guys can listen to that while I pull the cards. Plus, I like this little song anyway. I like this little song. So let's do this. Let's find out what cards we got for Sagittarius. Oh, that popped right out. That's a good card for a Sagittarius. Oh, a bunch of cards fell out of my hand. I don't think that's 10 though. Let's keep going. We might be getting close to 10. Let's see if these ones. Any more want to get out? Yep. Here we go. Let's see what we got, Sagittarius. One more. Oh, Saggy. I like what I'm seeing. Oh, well, there's always something, isn't there? That's a lot of cards. I didn't need that many. Let's try again. Let's see if we can try again. I just need one card. And I got it. And I like it. Okay. Saggy, let's do this. Here's your first card. You got the 8 of Pentacles. When I saw the 8 of Pentacles, I was like, oh, I like this for Sagittarius. You know why? This is like being, what's the word? I got hair all in my face. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's being like, what's the word? Industrious. It's learning a new skill, like maybe getting a new job, finding a new way to make money, being creative online maybe, taking courses, like being in a master class or something like that. It could be that you're doing something with a Capricorn, because I always think this is Capricorn. But this is a mighty little ambitious card. This card to me is ambition. It tells me that you're working on making more, getting more, having more, and probably working with other people. Here's the Three of Cups. Whenever I see these two cards together, I always think that this is somebody who is working with a group of people, maybe in some online project of something, but you're working with a group of people to get ahead in some way. You might even be celebrating, like, say, a launch that you just did and it was successful. Look at this, the Ace of Cups. I sense that you could be getting your emotional fulfillment with the Ace of Cups. This is getting what you want. This might be something that has already occurred in your life, or you're going through it now. But just know that I don't want you to miss this, Sagittarius. Like, if this is a time for you to get what you want and you're missing it, you know, the funniest thing is, Saggy, is that Gemini season is opposite Sagittarius. So when it's Gemini season and there's a lot of planets in Gemini, it's usually in your 7th house. That means it's on the other side of you. It's a great time to get out of your head, to get out of your own self, and to deal with other people, think about other people. But it's funny because a lot of times people meet their partners, like their life partners, when Gemini is in their 7th house. I think Mercury is in your 6th. So you might be still dealing with 6th house issues, which is a lot of Taurus. And because we've got some things still coming out of Taurus, like Mercury's in Taurus still. It's almost in Gemini. And Uranus is in Taurus. But these planets are all starting to move into Gemini. I think Mercury goes into Gemini tomorrow or something like that. So all this emphasis is going to start being in your 7th house. And the 7th house is partnerships. It's other people. It's like the person you live with, or your husband or wife. It could be someone that does not like you. So it could be an enemy. I want you to be careful of that. But usually, if this is about having a partnership, creating a partnership, being in a partnership with others, you're going to have so much success. Oh my gosh. Wow. And make money. Got the Two of Pentacles. I think you might be making this decision about the money right now. Maybe waiting for something to come in, a letter, whatever, something coming in. This is about this decision, this direction, that Two of Pentacles. And it usually has to do with money. And here's the Sun. This is you winning. I told you, I feel like you're going to win. Whatever you're doing, you're winning. Knight of Pentacles, you're walking toward the money. The money's coming. This Lover's card was like on its side. So I don't know. I'm not going to give it reverse. This might have to do with you making a decision about love. This could be about love in general. Maybe you're walking toward it. It's the Nine of Cups. I feel like you're going to be successful. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the Nine of Swords right after the Nine of Cups. So look. With the Nine of Swords right after the Nine of Cups, and Lord, you have the Nine of Wands as your last card. So you got 3 nines. I forgot what 3 nines are. We're going to look that up. I got it on my computer. We're going to find it. But I'm going to tell you this. I know that the Nine of Cups is you getting what you want, but the Nine of Swords is you being worried. Maybe it's that you had what you wanted and you lost it, or you're worried about losing it. I just get this vibe about worry. The Nine of Swords is a lot of obsessive, over-the-top worry. Sometimes that worry is not even justified, but then you've already expended all your energy and whatnot. It's so frustrating. So I hope you're not doing that. That's why I wanted to tell you exactly what the 3 of them together like that. When you see the 3 nines back to back to back, that's really kind of rare for me to pull that. And then, I just wanted to tell you, because I do have something that tells me what that is. So I'm just looking that up for you while I talk. Okay, 9. Here we are. 3 nines. 3 nines means that your surroundings will affect your mindset. And your surroundings will affect your mood. So if you're in a bad place, in a bad way, if you're in a bad relationship, that's not going to help either. But your environment will make or break your relationships. Let's say, for instance, this is about a relationship and the person is not interested in you because they say you keep a dirty house. Mm. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying I've heard this before, okay, Sagittarius. And maybe this might be something. But, you know, they might not want to be with you because of that, because of the environment. Also, you might not want to have people come over in your environment. This might be what you're worried about. Like, you don't want to have people come over. You can't entertain in your home. You're living with your sister or something crazy like that. This might be what you're worried about, what you're having all these nightmares about. I mean, it did give you 3 9s, and it did end in the 9 of Wands. And I love the 9 of Wands because the 9 of Wands is fire, it's passion, it's drive, it's energy. The 9 of Wands is awesome. I'm going to see if I've got anything here that tells me, and because I could just tell you what I know. I feel like whenever you're dealing with the 9 anyway, you're dealing with a great card. But they don't never talk. For some reason, I never see a lot about the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands, and I don't even have it here on my computer. I really don't have anything about the 9. I've got the 9 of Cups. Maybe I figured I know the 9 of Wands. I don't have to talk about the 9 of Wands. I don't have to look that up. But the 9 of Wands, I mean, basically, it is your energy and your drive. It's your passion. Like, my thing is, without this 9 of Wands energy, ain't shit getting done. Ain't nothing getting done. So you gotta have this 9 of Wands somewhere inside to make ish happen. And you got it. You got that in your reading. And you got the 9 of Cups too. And if this was about lovers, you had the Lovers card. That's one of your major arcana. And your other major arcana was the Sun. My goodness. And you had the Ace of Cups too. This was not a bad reading, okay? I want you to understand that, because sometimes we get a reading, you're like, oh, I don't know why I got that and this and that. Yeah, you got 3 9s. That's just talking about what you're around. I mean, if you're living in a shelter, yeah, it's going to mess up all your game, okay? If you're living in your mom's basement, that's not going to help either. But otherwise, this was not a bad reading, especially since we are dealing with all the emphasis being in your 7th house. The 7th house being partnerships, and you got the Sun and the Lovers as your only major arcana. So some Saggies, I don't know me, and you got the Ace of Cups. Some of y'all, I think, are going to get emotional fulfillment, and I think it's a relationship. I don't know who you messing with, Saggy, or somebody coming that you weren't expecting. On the bottom of the deck, I always call this the Sagittarius card. Look at that. There you are. Turned right up. 3 of Wands. Courage. Be brave. Have courage. Look forward to the future. Something great's coming. The Ace of Cups. And the Sun. I mean, to me, this reading says, I win. I'm a winner. I am lucky. I'm a damn Sagittarius. I'm going to win. I'm going to get what I want. And you are. If something's not working and you've been crying over it and having nightmares about it, you're going to figure out how to get your 9 of Cups. You're going to get right on out of that with this fire, passion, and drive, which was your last card. It was meant for you. That's what is meant for you, is to win. But you might have to go to school. You might have to learn something. You might need to join some class, master course, some thing to learn how to make this extra money, to learn how to be this mega money child that you're going to be. Okay, so just know that. But you're on it. You're close. Okay, to that 9 of Cups ain't no joke. You're about to have something good come in your life. So prepare for that. And if it's a partner, accept that too. I hope good things come to Saggy. Okay, much love to you. So let's move on to my sign, my favorite sign, and that is the sign of the wonderful, the ever climbing Capricorn, because we're always climbing up that hill, right? I would start singing, but my voice needs some tea. Running up that hill, running up that, right? So let's see what we got for Capricorn. We're always battling something. We're always working toward that thing. I got a whole handful of cards. I'm not taking them. I just felt like, should I take that because they all came out in my hand, and I'm like, no, no, nope. See, those fell out. Some more just fell out, but I was gonna do it, but then I'm like, no, no, that's let's shuffle some more and let it do what it's gonna do. So yeah, and there it is. I think I've got 10 cards down here. They just start pouring out. So let's see what we've got here. Okay. So we got a Capricorn that's got some Sag in. A lot of Sag. Oh, it was a lot of cards that came out then. I was not expecting that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra cards. I'm going to just stick those on the bottom. I'm not even going to look here at those cards because we were only doing 10. And I don't know what's on the bottom of the deck, so we'll look there. So the first card you got is the Moon. And when I see the Moon, especially for a Capricorn, I'm like, oh, Cappy, I want you to just be aware of everything. Because sometimes Capricorn, we get so focused on getting to the goal, we forget to stop and listen to our intuition and follow good advice. And then we follow bad advice, and then we go down the wrong road. And look, the next card is the High Priestess. Listen to your intuition to do what you got to do. You know, don't get so hungry for it that you do the wrong thing because you're not listening intuitively to what the universe is telling you. And there's the Four of Pentacles. Now, this is when I see this, it's saying, Capricorn, you better hold on to your money. Don't squander your money, Capricorn. Hold on to what you got. You don't know if this is the last good moment or not. So if you got it, you better hold on to it. Now, and here's Lover's card. I don't know if you're making a decision about love. There might be some kind of decision or choice you have to make when it comes to love. I wonder if that has something to do with your money. I don't know. But here's the Queen of Cups right after that. And when I see the Lovers and the Queen of Cups, I see an emotional Capricorn. I see a Capricorn all emotional about something. About a relationship, maybe something hot, maybe, I don't know, but here's the World. Some people think the World's the Capricorn card, so I feel like we're talking to you, Capricorn. Here's your card. The World is ambition, and it can be travel, but it is money usually, and ambition, material success. And maybe that is the kind of thing, I mean, with the Queen of Cups, maybe that does make you emotional, you know, and that makes most Capricorns emotional, material success. So that could be something, right? But here's the Three of Wands. You're another one to have this courage, to look forward to your future, to have this courage, to believe that good is coming, to maybe plan out your future, to take a chance on something, but not to be afraid. Not to be afraid to go forward because there's something waiting for you in the future, Capricorn. And you kind of know it. There's these choices and you feel them. You feel that you've got these choices. You know you've got these choices. You might have to sit around and pray and meditate on it, the Hermit. This is not you rushing. This is not you rushing into anything. This is you praying, meditating, doing binaural beats, EFT tapping, listening to the arpeggio sounds, you know. And this is going to make you stronger. Here's your Strength card. I think you're another one that the more passion you put into everything, the more you get out of life, because this is also your passion. Could be lust. I don't know why I keep getting the undercurrent of lust with this reading with Capricorn. Let's see when I pull it apart. What I see. I don't know what Capricorns are up to. Some lustiness going on in here. I just in the background, I just felt all kind of lustiness happening. So let's see. Oh, wow. You know, it's funny. This is why I pull the cards apart. I do it specifically for this. Because when I take the cards and I look at them individually and I see them, like the numbers and the pairings, and I can see what I'm doing. And this was a crazy reading because there were 3 number cards. There was only one face card, which was the Queen of Cups. So only the Queen of Cups. Okay. Only an emotional woman. If you're a man, you're probably dealing with an emotional woman. She's probably a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces. If you're a woman, you are the emotional woman. And you might be dealing with a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. And they might see you as an emotional woman. Okay. As far as all the other cards, and I mean all the other cards, Capricorn, they were all major arcana. Major arcana. Now, this is why I take it apart, because I'm like, what? What? Are you telling me that like 6 out of 10 cards were major arcana? Yes. 6 out of 10 were major arcana. So that means everything happening is serious. Everything. Almost. Except for you being the emotion. That's why you're an emotional woman, I guess. There's so much ish happening. Yeah. So much. Like, oh, you don't have time to respond. Who knows what you're emotional over? You might even feel like it's one thing after the next thing, after the next thing, after the next thing. Like, I put out that fire. Oh, I dropped one of the cards. I put out that fire. Now I got to put out this other fire, and I got to put out that fire. And you just feel like you've just been putting out fires, and that's what it's going to feel like. The first we talked about was the moon. When I saw that the moon was your first card, I panicked a little bit right away, because it tells me a little bit. It's almost like when you see this card, if you can look at it close, she's completely underwater. She is over her head. The water is completely over her head. She's underwater. She's actually like asleep, it looks like, underwater. The moon is full. We're going to have a new moon tomorrow. Maybe it is the new moon. I'm seeing. And she's completely immersed in the water. I mean, she's completely emotional. The emotional woman. Okay. Maybe this new moon in Gemini over the next couple of weeks, Capricorn, might make you emotional. I don't know why. I do know that Gemini and Capricorn forms an inconjunct in astrology, which is a quincunx, which is one of the most creative combinations. Capricorn and Leo also. So you often see Capricorn and Leos doing things. I was with a Leo for 7 years. Yeah. So, something like that. But I do feel like you're over your head. I feel like you're sleeping, dreaming, imagining, not seeing the whole thing. How can you see it when you're asleep under the water? All the howling and everything's going on above the water. You can't see ish. So you have to use your intuition. That's what this high priestess was about. You have to. I hope you have that emotional intelligence and intuition to use her to your benefit. And this might come in the area of love. I don't know if you're being pursued right now, if you've got a decision to make when it comes to relationships right now, or love, or anything like that. Whatever it is, I would advise you use your intuition. Now, this could be coming from anywhere in the world, okay, because you got the world girl. You might even be thinking about traveling to go see somebody in another country because of love, maybe. It might be about money. It might be that you choose a career over money, over love, or money over love, or travel over love, or I don't know. You might be traveling to your love. I don't know. But the world usually does mean either money, material success, or travel. And I think some Capricorns might be in the mix of that. I do think you need to take time to get centered first. Here's the Hermit saying, I need to pray and meditate and get into the zone before I do anything. Let me go to myself and sit in my little hole. What the Bible say, pray in my closet, right? Go and pray in my closet. And when I get out, I'm going to be so strong. I'm going to be on fire. I'm going to have all the passion and ability and knowledge and energy and strength and emotional fortitude to get everything done that needs to be done. On the bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. Damn! Get our emotional fulfillment. I love that. That's what it's all about. Pray, meditate, binaural beats, EFT tapping, arpeggio beats, binaural beats, all of that stuff. Get in the zone. Get back on your game. Screw all that other stuff. Forget being over emotional, unless we're emotionally getting in the zone and getting what we want and achieving all our inner desires and being emotionally fulfilled. I love that one. That was a perfect ending. That made me happy. Okay. So Capricorns, I hope that resonates with some of y'all out there. I hope you do watch out though when it comes to the relationships. We don't need to have nobody fooling us and pulling the wool over our eye. But I don't want you to not be strong. I want you to take a chance too. Like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe that does lead to your emotional fulfillment. You might find a one. Don't ever give up either. I saw this thing. I forget where I saw it. It might have been on Facebook or TikTok. Anyway, it was a woman. She was like 100 and some years old, and her little old behind got married. And I was like, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. She was like over 100 and got married. Like, what they marrying for? Excuse me. I don't know what they do in private, but they went and got married. Little old thing. He was like 90 something. She was robbing the cradle because he was in his 90s. But they got married. It was so cute. Anyway, I wanted to share that because I feel like sometimes we tend to give up, right? It doesn't go the way we want it or how we thought it would go. And then that's it. We're like, F it. It ain't going to work. It ain't never worked. It ain't going to work now. So I give up. I'm done. I'm out. It's Cap. I'm done. And that's what happened. And then nothing ever gets done. Because once you're out, you're out. You're out of the game. You're out of the potential. You're like, what's the saying? You got to be in the game to win the game. Can't win the game if you ain't in the game. Better keep you behind in the game. Once you're out the game, you're out. Ain't nobody puts back in it either. Dead. Over. Done. You're out. So that's why, you got to remind people sometimes, because the first instinct for a lot of people is to quit. It's too hard, right? You had 2 extra cards. I don't like either one. I'm turning them to the side on the top of the deck in case I need to refer to them later, but I hope I don't have to. We take a sip of tea. I just realized I ran my mouth. I didn't even put in the musical interlude. I had to run my mouth for Capricorn the whole time. Like, I had something to tell y'all, you know what I mean? And I hope y'all understood what I was trying to say, because for some of us Capricorns, we are some of the hardest people to date. I am a Capricorn. I know what I'm talking about. We are some of the hardest people to date because it is 3 strikes. It's not even 3 strikes. It's 1 strike. Because once a Capricorn's got hurt, their boundaries are so high. It's like over fences. Goldilocks had to be a Capricorn. She wasn't letting nobody come up. Nobody was touching that. You see what I'm saying? That's a Capricorn. They're very cautious. In fact, the word caution is Capricorn's biggest word. That's the word for Capricorn is caution. It's one of our words. Anyway, we're on Aquarius. And some of you Aquariuses might have Capricorn in you, and so everything I've talked about might affect you as well. But I feel like for some Aquariuses, you're dealing with your own ish because you start out with the 5 of Cups. That means you start out down in the dumps. You start out worrying about everything. All emotionally unstable in a way. When I say the 5 of Cups, that's all I see. I see somebody who's complaining and they're worried and they have to rebuild because of whatever, and they might not know how to rebuild, so they feel like they're stuck and they're right in the middle, and they just can't seem to budge, but they've got this plan. They hope they can. In your case, we got a Queen of Cups here. So Aquarius, you got a Five of Cups, you got a Queen of Cups, you got I'm telling you, some of these Aquariuses, I swear, got a lot of Capricorn. Because here you are with this emotional woman. You got her too. But I feel like on top of that, you do have this Four of Wands. I feel like whatever you're going through emotionally, you're still going to celebrate at the end. It's not the end. So if you've been feeling like, oh, it's the end, nothing works out, whatever, it's not the end. You're about to celebrate. You're about to win. I think some Aquariuses might be learning some new skills. You might have went back to school. You might be taking courses online. You might be doing all kind of trainings or something like that to make more money, maybe at your job. You might have just gotten a promotion. You've got to learn a new thing at your job. So they're training you. You might be doing something like that. Whatever it is, you got this Page of Cups telling me that whatever it is, it came out the blue and you're like, when pigs fly, I can't believe this mess. You got this raise for $10,000 a year. You're like, oh my God, when pigs fly, I can't believe it. Or I tell you, you're about to get an extra $20,000 a year. You're going to be like, oh, when pigs fly, I don't believe her. Whatever it is, Aquarius, that's what it is. I always see this card, the Page of Cups, and I'm thinking, yeah, when pigs fly. That's exactly what this card means. Yeah, when pigs fly. It could just be some guy who's, especially if you're a girl, Aquarius, you might have like a Cancer or Scorpio or Pisces just talking in your ear a whole bunch of smack that you know ain't right. Like, when they're talking the smack, that is smack. It ain't. You ain't paying attention that fast. Queen of Wands, you're concentrating on your money. You're concentrating on your success. I think you are successful. I think you could be if you're not. I think if you're not successful now, one of the secrets to your success is being in a good place emotionally, spiritually, giving off the vibe of success. Because the Queen of Wands has this tendency to give off this vibe of, I'm happy, I'm successful, I've got it all. And that's when I see that, that's what I'm seeing. You got this Five of Wands, though, and it is in the current position. You fighting somebody. Who you fighting, Aquarius? You either fighting or they fighting you. You might not even be aware of the fact that you're in a fight, but the fight's happening anyway. You got enemies fighting you right now, right this minute. Here, and I'm telling you, here's Aries. They don't like you. Some Aquarius is being, there's fighting going on, and it's about who's the boss. It's about who's the leader, who's the boss, who's in charge, who's making the decision, whose choice is this. You might decide to walk away to make your own money, if that's what this is about. The two cards that I didn't turn over before, I didn't like them, and I still don't like them, because it was an Eight of Cups and a Nine of Swords, and that's about walking away and being wary, having nightmares about what you got to do, maybe having nightmares about what you've already done, or what's coming, or what'll happen if you don't get it all together. I hate that those two cards were there, but I had to read them because it started with a Five of Cups and it ended with an Eight of Cups. And the Nine of Swords was there. I hope it might have ended with the Nine of Swords. That's horrifying, okay? Before I even look at what's on the bottom of the deck, let me just say, that's horrifying, but I will say this. You are an Aquarius. So that Nine of Swords just could be you using that extra caution because, when things aren't right, some people just get extra cautious and they lock up in that cautious mode and really stuff stops getting done a lot of times when that happens. But at least you feel protected. And I understand when that happens to a lot of people. And just like I thought, yeah, this is about, first of all, let me just say this. You had two fives, okay? Two fives tells me that this is something bad. You had a bad experience. This is about a bad experience. I think the experience already happened. It's already been horrible. Whatever it is, right? I think it has something to do with drive, willpower, and ambition. And because of that, I think it might have something to do with your work. So either a job, work, a career, leadership, something like that. You're driving your willpower, okay, to get ahead, to be successful. And I feel like in this case, um, I feel like all of that is going to be affected by women. You had two queens in this reading, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. I feel like if you have trouble, if something is going wrong, I think the secret, the solution to it all is to get this help from the women. Okay. And then you've had this Emperor. One major arcana. The Emperor, the leader. Maybe you are the boss. And that's it. They can say whatever they want. You're the boss, period. So it could be that, or it might be that because of a boss, a decision, a leader, someone who is maybe an Aries, that you felt that you have to walk away, or that you're worried over it, especially if this is work. And at bottom of the deck, how beautiful. After everything you just went through, you get your justice. Remember, we reap what we sow. We reap what we sow, right? So if you've been sowing good deeds, good things, you've been putting in the work, getting overlooked, whatever, trying to get ahead but failing, whatever, justice is coming. Justice is coming for you, Aquarius. So congratulations. Maybe you are going to be the boss, okay? Or if not already. Or you'll learn about that. Either way, I feel like this is something good coming to you. Congratulations. That's actually a very good reading. A lot going on. Even with the walking away. Even with that. Okay. So the next sign I'm going to do is the sign of Pisces. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle these cards. And then we're going to put on Pisces. But I want to listen to my little song to pump myself up for these last couple of readings. So let's put on some music. And we'll play that while I do shuffle the cards for the sign of Pisces. Okay? Pisces. Pisces. Okay. Pisces. Oh. Pisces. Wow, cards are just coming right out for you. Let me see if anything else comes out, or if that was it. Oh. Okay, let's see if we got all the cards we need. Pisces. 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 Need one more. Pisces. 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 One more card. Pisces. 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 Oh, that's way too many. Pisces. There we go. Okay. Pisces. Okay, we're going to stop the music because we're going to do this for Pisces right now. And I could jam out to that song all night. So Pisces, I like your first card. Your first card was the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. And you know why I like the Knight of Pentacles? Because the Knight of Pentacles is always walking toward that money. Like there's money to be had. It might not be where I'm at, but there's money to be had. I might have to get up off my butt and go all the way across the country to get that money, but I'm going to go toward it. I'm going toward that money. And I feel like with this page of wands, when you are creative and you take action, oh yeah, you can get the money. This is so much creativity. This is being creative to get what you want. And look, with Three of Cups, that's working with other people to get what you want. And together you're going to be successful. It's a creative venture that you do together that's going to lead to your success, okay, Pisces? And I feel like right now you're just dreaming about it, you're wishing about it. You've got all kind of plans and ideas of what you can do to get this success. Oh, look at this. This star comes up, literally dreams and ideas of what you can do to attain the success. This is literally hitching yourself onto a star. I feel like some of you Pisces are remembering back when maybe you either were successful or you tried something, or back when things were working really well for you. I think this is something you've been waiting to maybe experience, that level of success again, to get back to where you were before, and maybe to be the leader and to be the boss. Like maybe you were the leader and the boss before and you feel like you got away from that and now you want to get back to that, and that's something you're working on. I was surprised to see, because we're doing Pisces, that the Knight of Cups came upside down. That's almost like you, Pisces, came upside down. And that really threw me off a little bit, because it makes me wonder, like, are you guys going through it right now? I mean, it is Gemini season, right? So maybe right now Pisces are going through it. Like you feel like you're upside down, topsy-turvy. Things aren't going the way you thought. There's a Seven of Pentacles. You might be planning for the future. You're hoping things get better. But I feel like with the Knight of Cups upside down, some Pisces just feel like they're completely off kilter, like way off the mark. Like, and you feel it. You know it. You know. It's like having that feeling of being stoned and you know you haven't gotten high. Like, wait, why am I feeling so stoned? Oh, I just saw there's two Knight of Cups. There are two knights. I'm trying to remember what two knights means. That has a meaning. We're going to find that out right now. And I just happen to still be where I was. So I'll tell you exactly what it says here for the two knights, because that has a purpose or meaning to it. I'm trying to see if I have that, because I don't always, yeah. Two knights it's old friends and family members. So maybe that's where you're walking off to meet with some old friends and family. Maybe that's who you're going to work with, is some old friends and family. You and your lover will finally meet each other's old time friends. And if you're in business, you'll start to work with people from your past. Didn't I say something about the past? I sure enough did. Six of Cups. I sure enough did. It says you may hire a childhood friend, someone from your past. And didn't I say working with other people? I sure enough did. Yes, I did. Okay? So I want you guys to know that is reinforced. Maybe you are working with an old pal, someone you worked with. Whatever it is, you had three major arcana. You had the Emperor, you had the Temperance card, and you had the Star. And I believe you had the Star, and then the Temperance, and then the Emperor. The Star tells me that you're hitching yourself. You've got an idea. You got a plan, right, Pisces? You got a hope, a plan, a dream, a wish. You're planning something. You want something. You're dreaming about it. You're hoping and wishing and praying. And you're going to put all your energy and eggs into that basket to make it happen. And you're even patient, or should be patient. Because Temperance is saying, look, whatever you're doing, be patient. It's going to take a little bit of time. So this might take a little bit of time, but with the Emperor being the last card, I feel like it's going to end with you being the boss. This is a good decision, whatever it is. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck, Nine of Wands. When you put all that passion and drive and creativity and energy into whatever this is bringing the fire. When you bring the fire, Pisces, because Pisces is water, okay? Pisces is emotional, but they don't always have the fire. But when you bring the fire, because you had an Emperor here. So when you bring that fire, you're going to win. That's all you need. Maybe with like an old friend from school or someone you knew before. They're walking over to you now just to help you make that money. Okay? So when you do that, you'll win. I just feel like with the Knight in reverse, though, you just need to be careful. You might get emotional about stuff, or not make the right decision for some emotional reason. So be careful about that, okay? So we're going to move on to the next sign, and the next sign is the sign of Aries. And see what we're going to tell the sign of Aries. Okay, I'm going to put the music on because I need to shuffle these cards, and I've said everything I need to tell Pisces. Okay, so let's see what we're going to tell Aries. He's been coming out everywhere. I'm in shock. Okay, so Aries, your first card, just like Capricorn. I'm really shocked to see this. But Aries, maybe cardinal signs are being affected a weird way. Because you got the moon. You're another one underwater. And to see an Aries underwater, ooh. At least a Capricorn has a fishtail. Aries underwater during a new moon in Gemini. So what's going on, Aries? Let's see. We've got the Page of Wands right over top of that. This is creativity, I think, coming out. This is what I think it is. I think this is you being creative. I think because you are an Aries and this moon and this, I think it's going to come in your dreams. I think that's what's happening. I think this is what it's trying to tell you. So when you dream over the next couple of days, you might get some really good in what they call downloads, right? Here's Seven of Wands. I think definitely, this is, look at this one. Look at her. She's gotten into her center, into her equilibrium, to the point where she is balancing herself on air. Can you see that? She's totally in the zone. And I feel like for some Aries, if you can get to that place and you're in your total creativity, and there you are, Queen of Wands, Aries, in the zone, just in the zone. Maybe because it's Gemini season. I see some Aries are in the zone. There's the strength card. This is your strength. You are in the zone. I feel like when you use your passion in what you're doing, I do sense that you're going to be moving away from some things emotionally. I also think this could be you working with other people or learning from other people. You're another one maybe having to learn something new, or maybe learn how to work well with others, because I do wonder about that. Some Aries feel like they are blocked or can't do certain things, maybe can't work with certain people, can't learn certain things. And I'm not sure if that's true. Here's the Knight of Swords. That is about fighting for maybe even your knowledge, because it's swords. You can learn anything. You can overcome anything. You can master anything, Aries. Look at this. Just realized. Your final card was you, Aries. You showed up bold in your own reading. Like, I'm here. Okay. I love that. So I guess you are. Look, here's the Ten of Swords with an extra card. I feel like what I was picking up in this maybe is that you've been through something. You know, maybe you felt like you got stabbed in the back, or you're getting over some kind of pain of maybe when you weren't the boss, when you didn't show up. But you had this Eight of Swords as well. So it's like this feeling of I can't do it, and you had the Six of Swords. The good thing about seeing the Six of Swords, though, was that I know that you're moving away from it. Like whatever it is you've been in. I could tell you've been in something, but I know that you're moving away from it. And that's a good thing. Like if I didn't see that and I saw all these swords, I would be a little bit concerned for you. But since I know you're moving away from whatever, it's like a mental thing. When I see a lot of swords, that's people who've been thinking too much. That's a lot of thinking. Sometimes it's stinking thinking. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. You just got to move away from that, get into a better place, and then you're going to turn to the, it's exactly what it is. Look at this. The moon, the strength, the emperor. So just like I said, move away from the stinking thinking, get out of your head, you know, get out of, I'm feeling like you're underwater, you know, wake up, stop dreaming, that type of thing. And then you'll get stronger, you'll have your strength, you'll get your passion back, and then you'll become the leader that you know you're meant to be because you're an Aries. And there you are. And that is it. And so it is. And on the bottom of the deck, Two of Swords, you still blind though. I told you all that mess and you still don't know what I'm talking about, Aries. You still don't know. Aries, you better listen to my reading again and again and again until it finally sinks in what you need to do so you can take off the blindfolds and start moving forward and become the power boss you're meant to be. Okay? You might not see it right now. You telling me I'm tripping right now, right? Because you're still in it, right? But you don't need to be in anything. With all this Aries planets, Aries, come on. All the Gemini and Aries planets right now, if there's ever been a better time for an Aries to make a life change and to become the boss, it's now. Figure it out now when Saturn is going into Aries tomorrow. I swear it goes into Aries tomorrow. So you need to prepare to be this guy or woman, to be that boss, that leader, that executive, that decision maker, the person who's on the top, the person that people can go to and trust to have the decision, to be the leader, to be the boss. And get out of your head because those days are over. And you need to figure out how you're going to organize and stay out of your head because Neptune is also in Aries. So some Aries just want to sleep and you might not think you can be the boss. You might just want to veg out. And I'm telling you, Saturn is going to kick your behind if you do that. Saturn is going into Aries tomorrow. So you better wake up and act like you know and act like you are grown up because Saturn is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town. You better be ready for Saturn. Saturn ain't been in Aries in 28 years. Some of y'all ain't never felt it. Y'all don't know. Saturn don't play. It is serious. And y'all need to start getting serious because some Aries ain't never been serious, at least in the last 28 years. So this is a whole new ball game for a lot of Aries, and it is going to be painful. Because y'all, and look on the bottom of the deck, I'm talking about it at full Aries. Yeah, y'all better wake up. I'm telling you, it is between Neptune and Saturn, some Aries is getting their behind kicked. Y'all gonna be messed up unless you know who you are, what you want, what you're gonna do, what your plans are, all of that. Okay, you gotta know that. Anyway, let me stop preaching. Let's go on to Taurus. It's our final sign tonight is Taurus, and I'm so glad I came back to do this for everybody because You know, when I do it live, at least it's on YouTube, and then I could just make my clips later, and I don't have to worry about recording it later and then, you know, editing it. And y'all get what y'all get when I go live. That's what I get. I get the real stuff, right? And for some reason, it gets hot in Seattle at night, and I can feel it's hot and muggy. Like, oh, it's just about time to put that fan in the window. I have an air conditioner that I bring out every summer, and I always try to wait until it's warm enough at night to use it. You know, I feel like we've gotten to that place. Okay, let's see if I got enough cards. And we are doing Taurus. This is the last sign I am doing for the night. It is after midnight here in Seattle. I can't believe my butt stayed up this late. We had 3 extra cards. I'm going to stick them over here to the side. If they have any meaning, with this, I'm sweating profusely now. Okay, hold on, you guys. Give me a second. Oh, Lord. Why am I sweating so bad? Give me a second, you guys. Let me put on the music. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Thank you. I am cooled down a little bit. I just got really, really hot, and I don't know what that is. I don't know why. It might have been my heater. I still, we're like in Seattle, right? And Seattle's weird. Like it was going down into the 40s, and now this week it's going down into the 50s, and now they said it's going to go up to the 70s. And so I'm like, okay, I'm at a point where it's time to pull out my air, but I don't want to pull it out too soon because it can get cold here. So until I know it's going to be warm enough, I don't want to pull it out. But we get stuffy at night, so I just went and drank some cranberry juice and stuff like that, dried off. So last sign is Taurus, and we are at the Six of Pentacles. The funny thing is, I always think of the Six of Pentacles as a Taurus card. Always. Always. It's the give to get card. which is the more you give, the more you get. And I always think of this card as for Taurus. Why? Because Tauruses are naturally stingy. They are. And Tauruses of all signs need to remember the less stingy they are, the more they'll get back, because Venus is their ruling sign. They should never be stingy. They tend to be a little miserly. So funny. A lot of signs have gotten this card tonight, which is the moon. It's weird because we got a new moon coming up like in a day. And so I really feel like maybe you're another sign that's going to be really affected by this new moon. The funny thing is, it looks like a new moon, and the person in this card is underwater. So they're deep in emotion. Okay, they're either in their subconscious mind, they're sleeping, they're out of it, they're emotionally, whatever. It's like being emotionally unavailable. Okay, so some of you guys might be dealing with that. And it's hard to give if you're not available. Okay, so that could be part of this. I do see the Knight of Swords, and this could be a thinking thing. The Knight of Swords is thinking, but he's strategic. In fact, he's so strategic, he's sometimes like at war, he's like military planning. So you might be doing stuff like that, and I don't know why, but whatever you're up to, Taurus, it's going to lead to your victory. You win. You're the only sign, and I mean the only sign, that got the Six of Wands all night long. No other sign got it. Not one other card, not one other sign got the Six of Wands. That tells me out of all 12 zodiac signs, you're the only one that I could say for certain is going to be a winner. There is another card, I think, that got a Chariot, and the sun came up a few times, but this Six of Wands is a winner. This is being head and shoulders over everyone. This is being in the spotlight. Maybe some Tauruses are going to be in a spotlight. You're ruled by Venus. You could be a performer. I mean, look at her. She looks like a performer. There's a Queen of Cups. So some, Tauruses might be dealing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, your natural partner, Scorpio, or Pisces. They all get along great with Taurus. And so I could see some Tauruses dealing with these signs. The Queen of Cups is the emotional woman. She's been in this readings all night. So I feel like some people are going to be emotionally affected by this moon. I don't know why. I just keep seeing it. And here's this Knight of Pentacles walking toward the money. He's been popping up all night. I think a lot of people are worried about money. They're trying to go toward the money wherever the money might be. And I feel like this is being reflected in the readings. Ace of Swords. I've seen her a couple of times tonight. And this is, to me, telling me, Taurus, whatever you're doing, it's going to lead to your victory. I think some Tauruses really got victory coming. I mean, depending on how you plan it, you're probably thinking, oh, when pigs fly. That's what you're thinking right now, right? That just tells me you got some miracles coming. When pigs fly, it might happen, right? It might be that you're communicating about what you want, or someone might communicate, tell you, fill your ear with what you want. So you got to be careful about that. But you got the Magician, Taurus. You're the winner. You're the winner. You know what to do to win. I think you are definitely going to win. You got all the tools you need to win. You got, everything's in place to win. I feel like, Taurus, it's time to win, okay? Especially as we go from Gemini into Cancer. Because when it gets into Cancer, that's when you're going to win. It's going to be sextile Taurus. We got the Queen of Swords here, which is Gemini. But it's also being very picky, very discerning with what you're doing, who you're with, that type of thing. Because a Queen of Swords, she's had a lot of pain. She doesn't trust anybody. And she will cut people off because she don't trust nobody. And like, I've been there, done that. You ain't getting me like that. I know better. And she will just cut things off. Now, I just saw something very weird with your reading. I did not realize as I was doing the reading that you had a very weird reading. So I'm going to tell you exactly what that is and why it's weird and what it means. First of all, you only had 2 cards that were number cards, and they were both 6. And I know this is like something is started, but it's not as where it's going to be yet. Like it's almost there. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. I haven't seen it in a while, so I want to make sure. This says it's the past, it's coming back, it's fading away, it's vanishing. That's the Six of Cups. That we're not doing Six of Cups. Sorry about that. That's none of that. Sorry. I don't want you to listen to anything I just said. Okay, here we go. 2 to 6 is it's a special relationship. It's not amazing, but it could be. Oh, it's irritations with people around you, especially workmates. So that's what you're dealing with. It's irritations with people around you, especially your workmates. Okay. You had the Ace of Swords, so that tells me whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're doing, that you're going to be you're going to be victorious. Okay, you are going to win. I need you to understand that. You had the Ace of Swords and you had the Six of Wands. These are winners cards. Okay, and you had only two major arcana. You had the Moon and the Magician. That's it. You're in a, using your subconscious mind. You might be lost. You might be creative, whatever it is. You got all the creative abilities. You got all the tools you need to win. You got it all there. It's all there. Now, the reason why I think some of this might be like, say, something happening at an office, something that went awry. You had all these darn court cards. Like, who are these people? The Page of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Like, first of all, you had a couple of nights, so I know it's all about the atmosphere, where you're at, your location. Maybe it is an office, okay? It's because you're in that environment that all of this is occurring, whatever it is. That could be it. I see two queens here. That tells me whatever is going on, that the two queens, go to them for advice and help. They're the ones that have the help, okay? If whether you're a male or a female, okay? Just saying. There were 3 extra cards in this, and I'll tell you what they are. I don't know if they have any bearing on anything, but it was the Death and Rebirth card, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Wands. First of all, I like the Page of Wands because it's creative. The Knight of Swords is always worried and complaining and scared, and they're having nightmares and bad dreams. And Death and Rebirth is usually Scorpio, which is your opposite. But I just want you not to get caught up in what could go wrong, what could end, what could, whatever. I want you to live in your creativity. I want you to live out your potential to win. You had victory here. Go for that. Don't let your fears keep you from going for at least some kind of victory. Because I feel like Tauruses are in pain. It's 3 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I just sense it. I don't know if it's, just because of a love relationship. Something happened with your romance or something, Taurus. Maybe. I don't know. Could be something at the office where you just felt like you're heartbroken because maybe you feel like people don't like you. There's some kind of triangle. Something went on at the office. I don't know. I just feel like you're just heartbroken. You just, And this is why I feel like I sense that you've got to, fight a little bit. That's what this Knight of Swords was about. Maybe to get the information you need. Don't forget the women. Women are going to be helpful to you. Okay. You might have to walk away in order to get what you want. Just remember that. I just don't want you to get too emotional under the new moon in Gemini. That is something that might occur, so do be careful of that because you are the magician. So you have all the tools you need. You have everything. It's not about you. Remember that. Also, you had the Six of Wands. It tells me you're the winner of whatever is going on. And the Ace of Swords. You're victorious over everything going on. Remember that. So whatever it is, don't let nobody pull you into none of their mess. Because you already know you're victorious. You already know you're the winner. Remember that. Don't let nobody pull you into their game. All right? So you guys, this has been Adrienne, and I'm glad I came back and finished these for everybody, and I did it live because now they're on YouTube, and now I just need to make the clips, and I don't have to really worry about anything. And it's been so much fun. Thank you so much, anyone who's listened. I will come back and make the timestamp so you can easily find these readings on this recording, and then I'll try to make clips so it each has its own recording. How's that? Anyway, it's been Adrienne. Much love. Much light. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. First, I was going to put back on my favorite song. So funny. Yeah. Bye.